The most common types of boat propulsion systems are stern drives, inboard motors and outboard motors. The throttle control is a lever or button that can be pressed forward to increase the speed of the boat. When the throttle level is pushed forward, it opens the engine throttle in the outboard, which means that more air and fuel is being allowed into the combustion chamber at a higher rate of frequency. Outboard engines come in a range of horsepower ratings, from single digits to hundreds. The boat's horsepower-to-weight ratio affects its maneuverability. The propeller is an integral part of some propulsion systems. Propellers vary according to engine RPM, propeller gear ratio and propeller pitch. A propeller is usually designed with 2 to 5 blades. The number of blades is related to the weight of the boat. The greater the weight of boat, the greater the blade area required to push it through the water with a minimum of slip and cavitation. Then there's pitch. A lower-pitched propeller creates more power due to more engine RPM, but the boat will move slower. A higher-pitched prop allows the boat to move faster by traveling a farther distance with each rotation. When choosing a propeller, choose a pitch that will keep the engine RPM in its recommended operating range. The most common propellers types are fixed-pitch propellers, controllable pitch propellers, contra-rotating propellers and waterjets. A waterjet generates propulsive thrust from the reaction created when water is forced in a rearward direction. Waterjet propulsion is like a pump where water enters the jet unit intake on the bottom of the boat, at boat speed, and is accelerated through the jet unit and discharged through the transom at a high velocity. Bow thrusters and stern thrusters are transversal propulsion devices built into, or mounted to, either the bow or stern of a boat to make it more maneuverable. A boat's steering wheel is part of the helm that connects to a mechanical, electric, or hydraulic system to assist in turning the boat. Boats with outboard motors steer with a wheel which rotates the entire drive unit. Inboard engines sometimes use a pot with an attached propeller or use waterjet drives with an impeller to force water into a nozzle that the operator can turn to the desired course. The helm is whatever the boat is being steered with. The helm is usually a wheel or tiller. The person doing the steering is the helmsman. The most important component is the steering gear, which converts the helm or steering wheel's rotary motion into a push-pull motion on the cable, ultimately moving the propeller right, left, or to amidships. Many boats have the ability to turn their propeller or thruster in any direction. The helmsman can point the propeller in any direction and apply power to move the stern in the opposite direction. The response from the boat is immediate. On some larger boats, there are rudders mounted aft of the propellers to deflect water in the opposite direction to where the stern or transom will go. The rudder is a part of the steering gear that is fastened outside the hull, usually at the stern. The most common form consists of a nearly flat, smooth surface of wood or metal hinged at its forward edge to the stern post. It operates on the principle of unequal water pressures. The change of the boat's direction, when turning a boat with a rudder, is slightly delayed compared with a turn from a thruster without a rudder. There are many designs of rudders and all affect maneuverability differently. Here are some of the designs used on sailing boats. The practice of jumping off the boat onto a jetty should be avoided. Use a boat hook to pull and hold your boat to the berth.